Some people lose their life savings to a text message. Let that land for a second. Not a bank robbery, not a Hollywood-style heist, a text. So picture this. In the same week, your bank calls, your boss emails, and your soulmate DMs you. Every single one of them is asking for something tiny. A quick code, a small payment, just a little favor. Which one is real, and which one quietly empties your accounts? Now, scams almost never start with, "Send me all your money." They start more like a friendly knock at the door. Maybe it's a customer support pop-up that explodes on your screen like a fire alarm, insisting you call right now. Or a calm little message that feels helpful and harmless. Just click to confirm it's really you. Each tiny step feels normal, like signing for a package. But financial fraud today is usually not a single dramatic moment. It's a slow leak, a fake refund here, a verification code there, an extra app you must install. By the time you finally notice the puddle under your feet, months of drips may already be gone. So in this episode, we're going to treat scams like suspicious plumbing in your financial house. First, we'll talk about where those leaks usually start. Second, we'll look at how scammers build pressure and push you to act fast. And third, we'll walk through some simple shut-off valves you can install so you catch problems early and keep your money safe. All right, let's zoom out. Think of your financial life as a neighborhood, not just a single house. Your bank, your email, your social media, your shopping apps, they're all connected streets. A scam doesn't always kick down your front door. Sometimes it sneaks in through a side gate you forgot you even had. One weak account, one old inbox, one reused password. That's all it takes to create a little alleyway where everything else can be robbed through. And here's the thing, scammers don't need to be brilliant hackers. They just jiggle every doorknob until one opens. Our job in this episode is to help you map that neighborhood, to see where it's most exposed, and to decide where you want to build better locks. If your financial life is a neighborhood, scams are less like a single burglar and more like a whole crew testing every entrance every day. One scammer pretends to be a friendly neighbor. Another dresses like a delivery driver. Another shows up with what looks like a police badge. Their goal isn't just to grab your wallet one time. Their goal is to copy your keys. And here's how most of these attacks actually start. With a nudge, not a demand. A text from your bank about a blocked transaction. An email from work asking you to buy gift cards. A message from a delivery company asking you to pay a tiny customs fee. Each one is like someone saying, "Hey, mind if I just step inside the hallway for a second?" The danger usually isn't the first step. It's what happens after you get used to opening the door. So let's talk about how scammers push past that doorway. Scammers lean on emotional shortcuts the way pickpockets use crowded spaces. They use urgency like a pulled fire alarm. Act now or lose access. They use fear like a shadow in the alley. There's suspicious activity on your account. They use authority like a costume. Shiny logos, official-sounding job titles, stiff, formal language. And they use social proof like a fake crowd. Everyone is investing in this. Don't miss out. The key point here is, they don't need you to think clearly. They just need you to stop thinking for a moment. So imagine your attention as the main gate to your neighborhood. When you're rushed, distracted, or stressed, that gate is basically propped open. That's when, just this once, decisions happen. You read quickly. You tap links automatically. You approve prompts without asking why. Scams don't work because people are stupid or careless. They work because life is already overwhelming, and the scam slips in during the chaos. So what do you do about that? This is where healthy skepticism comes in. Healthy skepticism isn't about living in paranoia. It's about adding speed bumps. Think of a simple personal rule like this. I never act on surprise money requests in the same channel they arrived. That one rule forces a pause. You hang up and call the official number on the back of your card. You start a brand new email to your boss instead of replying to the weird one. You log in directly to your bank instead of tapping the alert. Those extra 30 seconds are like motion sensor lights in a dark driveway. Suddenly, what looked totally normal can start to feel obviously wrong. In the rest of this episode, we're going to walk through some of the streets in your digital neighborhood. Your phone, your inbox, your apps, your social media, and look at where to add locks, alarms, and escape routes before trouble starts. Let's start with how scam attempts actually show up. Think of scam attempts like ads on a crowded highway. Most of the cars around you, the regular messages, are harmless. But a few of the billboards along the road are rigged to send you down a fake exit. You don't need to memorize every single bad billboard. The real skill is this: never take a brand new exit at full speed. So how do you slow yourself down in practice? Here's one simple habit. Treat unexpected links like food from an unknown street vendor. You don't taste test with your main account. If you absolutely have to check something, use a paper plate first. That might mean a separate email address, or a low-limit card that you can cancel without wrecking your entire financial life. Here's another habit. Imagine every money request as a fire drill. Real institutions are completely fine with you walking. Scams demand that you sprint. So build in one rule. I always verify through a second channel. If the message comes by text, you log into the website directly. If the message comes by email, you call the official number. If it comes through social media, you reach out another way. That's like insisting on checking the map before you rush out of the building. Over time, these tiny habits become guardrails. Strong passwords and two-factor authentication are like seatbelts and airbags. They don't stop every crash, but they turn what could have been a disaster into a dent. And that's the mindset we're aiming for. Not fear, not perfection. Calm. Calm enough that someone else's fake emergency never becomes your rushed mistake. Now, scams are always evolving, and so are the defenses. New tools, from smart wallets to biometric locks, show up all the time. It can feel like we're adding lanes to a highway. Faster, more convenient, but also more places to crash. So your goal isn't to build perfect armor. Your goal is to build flexible habits. That's more like learning to swim than memorizing every wave. When a new app, feature, or payment option shows up, treat it as an experiment. Test small, question the defaults, and treat every too smooth shortcut like a slick patch of ice. Something you cross slowly, with your weight balanced and your exits in view. Because scam-proofing your money isn't like building a giant vault and locking it forever. It's more like learning a dance. You adjust as the music changes, you get better with practice, and you start to feel when something in the rhythm is off. One way to practice is to do little rehearsals with low-risk tests. Send small transfers first. Use burner emails when you sign up for something you're unsure about. Try virtual cards with limits, so if something goes wrong, it's a tiny bruise, not a broken bone. Over time, patterns start to jump out. You notice offbeat steps. You notice when a partner, a website, a caller, a message, is trying to lead you somewhere you never agreed to go. And once you feel that, it gets much easier to step away. All right, let's bring this all together and turn it into something you can actually do this week. So here's what we covered today. First, scams don't usually look like dramatic heists. They look like slow leaks, tiny, harmless-seeming steps that add up over time. Second, your financial life is like a connected neighborhood. One weak password, one old inbox, or one unprotected account can become the back alley everything else gets robbed through. Third, scammers survive on emotional shortcuts. Urgency, fear, fake authority, and everyone's doing it pressure. Their whole strategy is to get you to stop thinking clearly for just a few seconds. Fourth, simple rules and habits act like speed bumps and motion sensor lights. Things like, I never act on surprise money requests in the same channel, or I always verify through a second channel, give you the pause you need to spot what's wrong. And fifth, you don't need perfect security. You need flexible, calm habits, like using strong passwords and two-factor authentication, testing new tools slowly, and practicing with low-risk moves like burner emails and small test payments. Now let's turn that into an action plan you can actually follow. Here's your action plan for this week. Number 1. Take a few minutes to write down the key ideas that stood out to you about financial scams and protecting your money. Just a few bullet points. Writing them down makes you far more likely to remember and to act on them. Number 2. Pick one specific area of your life where this matters right now. Maybe it's your main email account. Maybe it's how you handle texts from your bank. Maybe it's how often you reuse passwords. Number 3. Take one small action this week to tighten that up. Change one password. Turn on two-factor authentication for one important account. Decide your verify through a second channel rule and tell someone you trust so you stick to it. If you only do those 3 things, you've already turned this episode from just information into real protection. You don't have to outsmart every scammer on the internet. You just have to slow things down, trust your hesitation, and build a few simple habits that keep your financial doors locked while you live your life. You can do that, and your future self and your future bank balance will thank you for it.